So, Jonathan, what was your experience in this creative process of movement invention?
Um, well, I guess like since we started with just basic movements and um, it it was kind of intimidating going in with a blank canvas, and then you start to just put random things down, whatever comes to mind, and um, how to interact with those movements afterwards was the difficult part. How to turn one arc and how would I, how what's it's kind of open-ended. So how do I really get into interact with this previous movement I made? And um, yeah, but interesting as it has gone along, and then we compiled them together. It started to make sense once the pieces were in place.
Hmm. And what did you learn about the analysis of your movements?
Um, well, I guess it's because my first original movements were so stiff and rigid. They just they were just there. But when you start to analyze, you put them into a context. I guess it's kind of you want to make something of these, tie them together somehow.
Hmm.
Um,
And to tie them together, we had to figure out how we're going to transition from one to the next.
mhm.
What was that process like for you?
um, yeah, I suppose that was a little kind of muddy area in between, just because it's two completely different body positions, and then you're thinking of um, how are my limbs gonna bring this in? How is it all gonna, look coherent as I move around? And because you don't want to stumble through it. So coming up with the transitions, then it's just continual clarity, you know, as you have them together. It's just molding the picture more, I suppose.
And at what point did you feel that your movements, the static movements, became more of a dance?
I suppose when there was no second guessing anymore, it kind of just came like, um, you've pulled all the pieces together, you've figured out how to link them, and then you've kind of understood the whole thing right through. So once you can move continually, um, and yeah, you know it, but as muscle memory as part of your body.
And what did the musical element, when that was introduced, how did your dancing change?
Um, well, that's when like all the feeling came in. I would say like um, it wasn't just movements then. Um, I don't know how to explain it. I guess it was kind of like the cherry on the cake. It's just like it made everything kind of made sense then. As I spoke about like bringing the movements into a context when you pull them together, it's kind of like that. It's just constantly improving the light under which it's becoming more of what we originally intended. It's a dance at that stage.
And in terms of the physical aspect of space that is illustrated by your movements, do you feel that you've built a dance by building physical aspects of space? And what we're trying to do is create a placemaking in performance and dance. So do you feel like you can then inhabit this dance that you've created?
Oh yeah, completely. I think especially as the music kind of came on, it became like there was like a mood and a setting. I could almost picture this very primal place where it was happening, and um, so yeah, something was made. There was definitely a whole vibe about it. Who is this person? What are you doing here? What are you looking after? How are you moving toward it? Are you afraid? Are you kind of, how is it working? So it became like a whole story then at the end.
Well, Jonathan, you've just created a place for yourself. Bye.